Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Let me start with something important. Men in the U.S. are still dying years earlier than women, and most people don't know the real reasons why. It's not just about stress or risky behavior. There are quiet, everyday habits that slowly weaken a man's body over time, and many men don't even realize it's happening. That's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to walk you through the 6 hidden habits that are quietly shortening men's lives, and you might be surprised to learn which ones matter the most. The goal here isn't to scare anyone, but to help you understand what really affects men's health as we age, and what small changes can make a big difference. Before we begin, I'd love to know which state you're watching from today. It helps us feel connected as one community. Reason number 1. Alcohol. Alcohol is often seen as a normal part of life, especially for men. But the way men drink creates far more damage than most people realize. What makes alcohol dangerous isn't only the amount, it's the speed and pattern of drinking. Many men in the U.S. drink quickly, drink on an empty stomach, or drink several servings in a short time. This pattern overwhelms the liver because the liver can only process one standard drink per hour. Anything more forces the liver cells to work beyond their limit, and over time, those cells break down faster than the body can repair them. After age 40, the liver's ability to recover becomes slower. The same amount of alcohol that once felt easy to handle in younger years can now create lasting inflammation, fatty buildup, and scarring. This gradual damage increases the risk of liver disease, high blood pressure, and heart strain. Alcohol also interferes with normal sleep cycles, raises stress hormones, and lowers testosterone, which affects energy, mood, and muscle health. Many men assume these changes are simply part of aging, when in reality, their drinking habits are contributing to the decline. For older adults, 4 to 5 drinks in a short period is enough to push the body into dangerous territory. The effects may not show immediately, but they add up. A man who drinks heavily on weekends may lose far more years of life than someone who spreads out smaller amounts or drinks slowly. Even moderate drinkers can experience long-term harm if they consume alcohol too quickly or too frequently. Improving this habit doesn't require quitting entirely. It starts with slowing down, eating before drinking, and giving the liver regular breaks. Choosing at least 2 alcohol-free days each week allows the body to recover and reduces inflammation. Drinking water between servings also helps the liver process alcohol more safely. Alcohol may be listed as the 5th reason men die younger, but it is still a steady threat. Reason number 2, chronic stress. Chronic stress is one of the most damaging forces in men's lives, yet many men ignore it because it feels normal. Work pressure, financial worries, family responsibilities, and health concerns can create a constant load on the mind. When stress becomes part of everyday life, the body releases cortisol again and again. This hormone is useful during emergencies, but when it stays high for long periods, it quietly harms many systems in the body. One of the first areas affected is the immune system. Chronic stress makes it harder for the body to fight infections, which means colds, viruses, and other illnesses take longer to heal. Stress also causes blood vessels to tighten, forcing the heart to work harder with each beat. Over time, this increases the risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Many men believe their tiredness comes from age, but much of it is the long-term effect of stress on their heart and circulation. Cortisol also interferes with blood sugar control. When stress remains high, the body pushes sugar into the bloodstream for quick energy, even when it's not needed. This constant rise can lead to insulin resistance, which sets the stage for type 2 diabetes. Sleep is another major casualty. Stress keeps the mind active at night, disrupts deep sleep, and leaves men feeling drained the next day, creating a cycle of fatigue and irritability. The most challenging part is that chronic stress builds slowly. It does not cause sudden symptoms, so many men think they are managing it well. They push through the day, ignore the signs, and assume it's just part of life. But the internal wear and tear continues, shortening lifespan without drawing attention. Reducing stress doesn't mean removing every problem. Small, steady actions help the body recover. Taking short walks, practicing deep breathing, spending a few minutes outdoors, or talking to someone regularly. These simple habits lower cortisol and give the body a chance to restore balance. Chronic stress ranks above alcohol because its impact reaches every major organ. Understanding how it works helps men take small steps that protect their long-term health. Reason number 3. Social isolation. Social isolation is one of the least recognized dangers to men's health, especially as they grow older. It doesn't matter whether a man lives alone or with family. What matters is whether he has people he can talk to, rely on, and share his thoughts with. Many men slowly lose social connections over the years due to retirement, health issues, or the passing of friends. This quiet shift can have a deep impact on their physical and emotional well-being. Studies show that isolation increases the risk of early death by nearly 50%, making it as harmful as heavy smoking or long-term alcohol use. The body reacts strongly to loneliness. When someone feels disconnected, the brain signals the body to stay on alert, as if facing a constant threat. This raises inflammation levels, which affects the heart, joints, and immune system. Over time, this inflammation becomes chronic and increases the risk of heart disease, arthritis, and other serious conditions. Isolation also weakens the immune response. Men who feel lonely are more likely to catch common illnesses and take longer to recover. The emotional weight of isolation can also affect mental health. Without regular conversations or meaningful contact, small worries feel larger, and everyday challenges become harder to handle. Depression and anxiety often appear quietly, making a person feel even more withdrawn. Another problem is self-care. Men who are isolated often skip medical appointments, forget medications, or lose interest in preparing healthy meals. With no one checking in, unhealthy habits become easier to ignore. Even physical activity decreases because there is less motivation to stay active when no social interaction is involved. The good news is that breaking isolation doesn't require major lifestyle changes. Calling an old friend, joining a community group, attending local events, or participating in hobbies can create meaningful connection. Even brief conversations with neighbors or regular check-ins with family can improve emotional and physical well-being. Social connection is more than companionship. It is a key part of staying healthy. Reason number 4, sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is one of the most underestimated risks to men's health. Regularly sleeping less than 6 hours a night forces the heart, brain, and muscles to function without the repair time they desperately need. Over months and years, this lack of rest quietly shortens a man's lifespan. During sleep, the heart rate slows, blood pressure stabilizes, and the body repairs damaged cells. When sleep is cut short, these essential processes never complete. As a result, the heart is forced to work harder around the clock, raising the risk of hypertension and heart disease. Many men notice they feel tense or drained during the day, but they rarely connect it to the quality of their sleep. Sleep also plays a major role in metabolism. Without enough rest, the body struggles to regulate blood sugar, which increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. Appetite hormones become unbalanced, leading to cravings and weight gain, especially around the abdomen. These changes make it harder to maintain a healthy weight even with effort. Brain function is another area deeply affected by poor sleep. Memory, concentration, and decision-making decline when the mind doesn't get enough time to recharge. Men may feel forgetful, irritable, or unfocused, assuming it's age-related, when it is often the direct result of sleep loss. Long-term sleep deprivation can also accelerate cognitive decline. The immune system needs sleep to stay strong. Without proper rest, the body becomes more vulnerable to infections and takes longer to recover from illness. Even small cuts, colds, and seasonal viruses can linger because the immune system is weakened. The encouraging part is that improving sleep doesn't require complicated changes. Creating a consistent bedtime routine, keeping the bedroom dark and cool, avoiding screens before bed, and aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep can restore the body's natural rhythm. Even small improvements in sleep quality can lower blood pressure, boost energy, and improve mood within days. Reason number 5. Sitting too much. Sitting for long hours may seem harmless, but it is one of the most dangerous habits affecting men today. Many men spend much of their day sitting while working, driving, watching television, or using a computer. Because it doesn't cause immediate discomfort, the damage goes unnoticed. Yet studies show that sitting more than 8 hours a day can raise the risk of early death by more than 60%. This makes prolonged sitting one of the most powerful silent killers in modern life. When the body stays still for too long, blood flow slows down, especially in the legs. This reduced circulation can lead to swelling, blood pooling, and an increased risk of clots. Over time, the heart has to work harder to push blood through inactive muscles, placing pressure on the cardiovascular system. Many men experience stiffness or leg discomfort, but don't realize it's related to extended sitting. Another major effect is muscle weakening. The muscles in the legs, hips, and lower back become less active when a person sits for long periods. This leads to muscle loss, poor balance, and reduced mobility. The body also burns fewer calories while sitting, which slows metabolism and encourages fat storage around the abdomen, a pattern strongly linked to heart disease and diabetes. Long hours of sitting also affect the body's ability to manage blood sugar. After meals, blood sugar levels rise, and without movement, the body processes this glucose more slowly. Over years, this contributes to insulin resistance, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. The immune system is also affected. Reduced movement leads to higher levels of inflammation and makes the body less able to defend itself against illness. Many men notice they feel sluggish, but they often blame age rather than inactivity. The good news is that small changes make a significant difference. Standing up every 30 minutes helps restore circulation and activates leg muscles. Short walks after meals improve blood sugar control and support heart health. Even simple household movements, stretching, tidying, or walking around during phone calls help counter the effects of long sitting. Reason number 6. Poor diet. A poor diet is one of the most common and overlooked reasons men lose years of life. Many men grow accustomed to quick meals, processed foods, sugary snacks, or salty takeout without realizing how strongly these choices affect their long-term health. One of the first effects of an unhealthy diet is weight gain. Extra weight puts pressure on the heart, joints, and digestive system. Men with diets high in processed foods, saturated fats, and refined sugars are more likely to develop heart disease, diabetes, and chronic inflammation. These conditions do not appear overnight. They build gradually as the body struggles to process foods low in nutrients but high in calories. Poor eating habits also affect cholesterol and blood pressure. Foods filled with unhealthy fats can cause plaque buildup inside the arteries, making it harder for the heart to pump blood. This increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Refined sugars create highs and lows in blood sugar, leading to insulin resistance, which is an early warning sign for type 2 diabetes. Inflammation is another hidden issue linked to poor diet. Many processed foods contain additives that trigger inflammation throughout the body. Over time, this can worsen arthritis, raise the risk of chronic disease, and weaken the immune system. Men may feel more aches, stiffness, or fatigue without understanding that diet plays a major role. Improving diet does not mean giving up every favorite food. Small, steady changes create meaningful results. Adding more whole foods, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, lean proteins, and healthy fats, helps the body function better. Preparing meals at home allows for better control of ingredients and portion sizes. Reducing sugary drinks, packaged snacks, and fast food lowers inflammation and supports a healthier weight. Hydration is equally important. Drinking enough water helps digestion, improves energy, and supports natural detox processes. Even modest improvements in daily eating habits can lower disease risk, support heart health, and increase longevity. Now that you've learned the 6 habits that quietly shorten men's lives, the most important thing to remember is that small changes can make a big difference. These habits, alcohol, chronic stress, isolation, poor sleep, long hours of sitting, and unhealthy eating are common in everyday life, which is why many men don't notice the harm they create over time. But none of these patterns are permanent. With steady, simple adjustments, the body can recover, the mind can become clearer, and energy can return. You don't need to fix everything at once. Choose one habit to improve, even in a small way, and build from there. A short walk, better sleep, a healthier meal, or reconnecting with someone can add meaningful years to your life. Take a moment to reflect. Which habit speaks to you the most, and what will you change today? Thank you for watching, and stay well.